All right, we're just gonna give a quick couple updates on a couple plans we got coming in the next few days, weeks, whatever. You see right here where the truck's parked. Let's scoot it forward like 8 feet or so. That way I'll be over the part of the pad where I plan for the lift. You know, it's about 7 to 9 inches deep over here. Super reinforced with rebar mesh and everything you can think of, right? We just threw nuts and bolts in there, some pots, some pans, whatever. So that's about where we stand on that. Definitely need power. I'm thinking about building like a box over here with this sheet of 3/4 inch plywood. I'm not really sure of the code, but I figure I'll mount it to this 6x6, build a box out of 2x4s, and then, you know, I think it's gotta be on plywood nowadays, right? I mean, I'm just going with it. I ain't never put a box up. So here's where we stand on that. You've seen the doors. Lift's going right there. Gonna finish up the bathroom. That settles that plan. If I mount the box over here, the plan for the bathroom is to just make it work with what we got. So we're gonna have to elevate up in here so we can get the drainage right. Because those pipes obviously aren't moving. And you can see that I'm gonna have to do some maneuvering. So this might just be storage, something closet, I don't know yet. I know it's hot out. But other than that, we got the office over here. I probably should buy a ladder, that way I can hang these floor joists, because I've had like 2 of them fall on my head and I just go home, because it's kind of annoying. That's that. So I'm gonna give you guys a couple quick updates on the financials, maybe a little bit, the plans, you know, what's next, and where we stand. So that's cool with me. All right, we back, crouched in front of the truck like always, you know, the usual. I just want to give you guys a couple quick updates on like financials of the garage, maybe some you know, plans for it. Obviously I talked about the lift, I talked about power. Those things are pretty important, you know. Other than that, I mean, it's a garage, right? You can see, you know, we got a roof and concrete, so it's good enough. Power is the next big step. I'm having to jump through a lot of hoops to get power here for some reason. Maybe I should just wire everything up and hope it passes code, and then they'll come put a pole in for me. I'm not sure yet. But right after that comes a lift. It mounts up pretty easy, and then we're golden, right? I gotta finish up the bathroom and stuff, but honestly, that's pretty easy work. So where we stand now on certain things, I guess, is it's about done. I mean, in theory. So I want to go over a couple things, maybe some ideas you may have. I paid mostly cash for the garage and the land and everything. So at this point, I'm like, my whole thought process was I don't want to rent, right? Because a shop like this to rent, I mean, depending on your area, especially anywhere between $1,500 and $2,500 a month. And I mean, like, that's a lot, right? So I figure if I could build with cash with what I could, and then maybe borrow against the land, against the garage, you know, you have like a mortgage payment at like $200-300 a month on 30 years, right? And that's, you know, 10% of what your rent potentially could be. And so that seemed like the best idea for me. You know, I'm getting 2,400 square feet for $300 a month, you know, and I own it. I can do whatever I want. I don't have to worry about anything else. Plus I got about 2 acres. And I just felt like that was the best idea for me, you know? Other than not having air, which is fine in the winter, but not now. But other than that, you know, it's going pretty smooth. I'll probably talk about the financials in another video, that way, you know, because that's a pretty important part of it. You know, you'd like to know how much everything costs and how to get through every step of it and how to borrow against it, or maybe something like that. You might not be so familiar with it, so that's definitely a good idea. But as of now, the plan is I'm going to borrow against the value of the land, the value of the building now that we have it finished, and you know, then I'll be able to maybe start building a house, maybe start putting more things in here, maybe start investing in other flips or other certain types of things like that, which is the goal long term, right? Because you want to make more money. You know, this is income producing, this is revenue producing, because I mean, why else have a shop, right? I mean, it ain't a shop, but I mean, you know, why else have one? So that's where we stand on that. I'll probably get more in depth in that later on, but I just want to put out an update of where we stand and how things are going. So I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll catch you next time.